Hi. My check 1, 2.
Enactus Eswatini.
Better choose.
There is 1 minute before the presentation begins. The presentation may now begin.
Eswatini. Her rocky caves ran from the deep south flawlessly up to the mountain tops of the Hohorichi. Caressing her smoothly are the 5 rivers that gently flow down, giving her the picturesque landscapes that are always breathtaking. She dances on the deep southern part of Africa with a strong uni-language that her people pride themselves in. Siatikapa, and she is the jewel on Africa's crown by her never-dying traditions and opulent culture of kind-spirited people. This is the kingdom of Eswatini.
Beautiful as Eswatini is, there's still a sad reality about her, one that cracks open the heart when thought about. Can you believe that 58.9% of Eswatini still live below the national poverty line? That is more than half of the population. It is a dire situation. But as if that's not vicious enough, youth unemployment stands at 51%. I stand here today with an uncertain future. This place is colonized by malnutrition, poor living conditions, morbidity, and especially constraints to health access. So worse it is that there's a constant 6.8% of deaths due to respiratory illnesses. And our shame was further exposed by the coronavirus, robbing us of our friends, relatives, and colleagues. I personally remember attending 2 funerals in 1 week, that of my instructor and my dear papas.
But we as Enactus Eswatini believe in hope, working hard, and impacting lives. After these adversities, we could not but be resilient, rising up to the occasion with our tenacity, coming up with sustainable, innovative solutions, which hopes to rewrite the stuck history of Eswatini. Hence, we engaged ourselves studying these problems. And on our journey to the solution, we conducted a market research and found that the most binding factors are poverty, malnutrition, and poor access to health. Thus, our solution had to solve just that. So what did we do?
We studied different food components at their biomolecular level, under the premise of knowing how different foods have minerals and phytochemicals that benefit the human immune system, looking at how when blended, render these essentials without antagonism. Moreover, we looked at the general human health and how it is alleviated from diseases by these minerals and phytochemicals. And here, we were able to conjure up an astonishing product, Beta Juice. Beta Juice is an organic product that reduces lung inflammation, is an antioxidant, lowers blood sugar levels, and many more.
Having come up with the product, we had to take it out to the market, but we couldn't before having it tested for edibility. Then we took the juice to the Eswatini Standard Authority, who further sent it to a private lab in Cape Town, South Africa, which proved that Beta Juice was not only fit for consumption, but had high vitamins and minerals. Then for production, we were good to go.
Using our campus food science and nutrition facilities, Guided by the ISO 22000 standards, we started producing the juice, where we began sterilization, decoction, and extraction. The ingredients for the production of the juice we procured from local shops, and immediately we received positive responses as there were a number of declines in people's severity of illnesses. And we also got a number of many thanks and appreciations, but still we had a problem.
Our profit margins were low and the product's customer acceptance wasn't satisfactory. Therefore, we restructured our business model, highlighting these two issues, concurrently solving them and making better juice to be better as it is.
Identifying and acknowledging that the consumer demography is constantly shifting. Now people appreciate organic products. And to appeal to our target markets, we had to make better juice just that. Yet, the purchase ingredients could be proved to be organic. Thus, we began purchasing the ingredients ourselves. This ensured that we demarcated our clientele and appealed to them.
Now, note that Eswatini is in the subtropical region and further differentiate into 4 agroecological zones, thus ideal for the production of numerous crops. Nevertheless, Eswatini still imports over 42,000 metric tons of vegetables worth $13.6 million. This opportunity was seized by the selling of the marketable surplus from the selling of our ingredients, thus opening a whole new avenue for better juice.
We understand the carbon footprint that production of products leave. Hence, we had to make better juice peculiar, as neither the product nor the packaging material cause harm to the environment. This was by using recyclable glass bottles than the non-recyclable PETs. This also came as a cost reduction strategy as we were planning to create a product-client relationship. And as much as we're successful, the customers prefer to recycle the glass bottles. Thus, we're able to reduce over 0.5 ton of plastic bottles from being manufactured, causing harm to the environment and ending up in water streams, drainage lines, landfills, and as very common in Eswatini, burnt.
The residues of the juice are vermicomposted to provide fertilizer for our ingredients. This vermicompost is highly nutritious, good for soil structure and texture, and is organic. Furthermore, we understand the carbon nitrogen science that goes behind composting. And as we were striking that balance, we ended up producing more vermicompost, thus creating a different enterprise for better juice. As a 50 kg vermicompost sells under $14, and each of our 2 pits yields 6 of those. Better juice utilizes 2, and the 4 is sold, generating a $56 income every 3 months.
The Better Juice project embraces the planet to heart. Thus, we collaborated with the Eswatini Environmental Authority, and together we were able to plant 100 trees in 2 communities, collect litter, and further educate the people about the environment. Better Juice is a sensation as it got featured in local media, is talked about in our villages, and well embraced by our customers. But there was still more to be done by Better Juice.
In our quest to change lives, this project looked back to our community, but what we saw there was devastating. Students rivating to prostitution, suicide rates skyrocketing, and the statistics for students dropouts were alarming.
So this was a call for concern. We could not just sit and watch. After all, we live here, we know these people, their stories, pain, shame, and some of us sometimes we've been those people. So this time it had come too close to home. Another one has lost their scholarship. One had failed one too many courses, and sometimes another one's parent cannot afford to carry on with his tuition, notwithstanding the constant disappointment on our graduates' faces who cannot find employment.
So it is here we had to innovate Better Juice. It is here we had to do the most, enact, impact, and change lives. And my goodness, so we did.
We identified 21 students who are most struggling. We engaged them, and they came in as employees of the project.
We came together with the beneficiaries of the project and formed a team. We capacitated them, trained, and transferred skills to them on vegetable production, juice production, and marketing. This came in as innovation in a country where the idea of student employees is strange.
You see, difference in culture hinders a lot because non-school students attend classes and only graduates and non-school going people can have jobs. But with Better Juice, we challenge that social convention and brought a new revelation to this perspective. Innovating the employment of the bright and vibrant youth, we were able to purchase 800 units of Better Juice.
We were able to adopt a number of sharp minds to come and work for an idea that works, and together delivering on the great idea that impacts.
This is even seen in that 750 units were sold and each sold at $4. This then gave returns of $3,000, which breaks down to ingredients, $330, operations, $510, and $1,400 for wages. And 70% profits are reinvested into the business. This is also a technique for the project to scale.
The future of Better Juice is amazing because in the next 3 years, at 5.7% increase, Better Juice will be making $37,000 profits. And in the next 5, $280,000 profits.
In a country with a predominantly low standard of living, Better Juice was able to penetrate these restrictions, passing the 6.8% limited purchasing power of the people as its demand phenomenally grew by day. This was through our impeccable marketing strategies, from social media advertising to word of mouth and local shop pop-ups, as well as testimonies bought by consumers. And note, this was the only first phase of our marketing strategy, and the next stage is amazing. But first, our testimonials.
Hi, so I bought the Better Juice not because I had COVID, but because I'm a health conscious person, and I must say my immune system has been getting better and stronger ever since.
I'd like to thank the Better Choose Project and the Nectar's team for their involvement in the project. I have learned a lot in the project and the team as a whole. With the situation in campus, the remuneration has done a great deal. Thanks, Better Choose.
The wages that the employees receive are legally above the set minimum wage of $7, as each employee got $10, enabling them to rent their residences, buy their necessities, and even save a little.
M10 Eswatini was imbued by the potential of Better Juice and funded in about $700 money that is used for the scaling of this project. Further, they partnered with us, even stabilizing the great rise of Better Juice.
Moreover, we are in talks with Lidwala Insurance, an insurance company that recently established a health sector in their enterprise. This will then afford the customers to buy the juice through their health insurance policies.
When a people put their mind, heart, and strength into something, there is nothing that they cannot achieve. And we as Inetas Eswatini prove just that.
When a great idea is put in place, nurtured well, and driven to the right direction, the world is better.
We were able to reinvent the hugely broken and struggling students, ensuring an unprecedented seismic shift in student stability. And yes, this next year, we've done ourselves proud.
From a team of only 24 active members, we were able to invest 16,000 hours, met 6 SDGs, provided 21 with jobs. We collaborated, innovated, partnered, and worked hard.
We've ensured entrepreneurship meets brilliancy and made profits of $1,800, directly impacted 8,000 lives and indirectly impacted over 150,000 lives.
It is not only the spirit of Inetus that keeps us going, it's the innovation, the challenges, the success and obstacles, and it's the impact that we make that really drives us.
Hence, we're not stopping here. Going forward, Better Juice is scaling our production.
We also plan to partner at Woolworths Foods and have Better Juice own shelves in just about any convenience shop.
Moreover, we plan to distribute Better Juice to the whole SADC region.
Not only that, the niche in organic products is amazing. So Better Juice is going forward to owning a line of organic beverages.
At Inetus Eswatini, we draw smiles, bring hope. We are a force that cannot be reckoned with. Possess the strength of a phoenix. We are dynamic. Because we're Inetus Eswatini Leongo campus,
We lift
as we rise.
The presentation has ended. Now we will begin the question and answer period. Okay, so people are asking us about that. Now we will begin the question and answer.
So we're going to using their pre-recorded video or not, but for now we need to continue as if the presentation has completed. So if any of the judges do have any questions, feel free to raise your hand. For sure. We're working on the back end right now to try and see if we can do the presentation again potentially or use their pre-recorded video. But for now we just need to continue just to move on with the presentations. So if there are any questions from the judges, please feel free to raise your hands.
They have the option to put up the recording video or live section. They decided to go live. Once the presentation goes live, and unfortunately from our end, if it's like that, speaking with them is because we did have the facility of the city by broadcasting, we already advised them that this did happen and they already have.
We're working through that right now. We're just working on the back end to figure out like what the next steps are. And then once we figure out what the next steps are, we'll share it with everyone, including the students as well. As of right now, we just don't know exactly what it is that we will be doing.
That's what the team two would have. We were hearing their voices repeated twice. Yeah. And that seems to be an issue on our end, not on their end. So
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, so we're gonna work through it and see what we can do about it. Yeah, if you like, yeah.
Team, did you hear me clearly?
Hello, yes, it's that right now we were having issues at the beginning of the presentations and some judges, oh, there's somebody that does have a question. Okay.
Yes, because we have some troubles on the presentation and how we can hear you better. My question is based on your annual report. I have seen here at the problem statement that in Eswatini, I don't know if I do it right. You communicate that 45.9% of the death annually are due to non-communicable disease, but I didn't hear, maybe because of the issue with the sound, how you can measure your project associated with this percentage, and how this become less than when you started the measure. I don't know if you understand well.
My name is Mfihlakalo. Thank you very much for your question. Well, due to the limited purchasing power of the people, many fail to get medicines from hospitals. Now, Better Juice is an alternative for the people, especially with respiratory illnesses, because it has many properties, including reduction of lung inflammation, which now is a better access for people to get compared to the medication from hospitals. Hence, the reduction, excuse me, hence the reduction in these deaths, the 48.5%. Thank you. Well, we're not getting any response, but moreover, Better Juice enables now other people to get employment, and now they are able to purchase more things, including medication, as they previously were not able. So this is how Better Juice is also able to help other people.
Time has expired. Judges, please join me on thanking Eswatini for the presentation. Again, the team from Eswatini, please stay online. We are evaluating the possibility for you guys to do your presentation recorded. So we will ask you to stay on there, please. The next one is Kazakhstan. Judges, please help me welcome the team from Kazakhstan. They are presenting in person today. Oh, thank you. The team will have 3 minutes for setup.
Қанағаттандырылмағандықтарыңыздан.
Bir. Bir. Слышно? There is 1 minute before the presentation begins. You may now begin your presentation.
Shaped in the crucible heart of Eurasia, Kazakhstan, the largest landlocked country in the world, remains for most foreigners a huge void on the map. Nevertheless, it has long sailed along with history. Since gaining its independence in 1991, Kazakhstan had to construct an alternative discourse of national cohesion, an attempt to define itself in the eyes of the world, but also to claim a distant glorious past in order to remain definitively master of its destiny.
For centuries, crowds of people speaking diverse languages, nomads, sailed across the wide expanses of our country. They tended vast cattle herds, pasture lands, and the fertile soils of the region's foothills and river valleys. The historic Silk Road, a unique instrument of transmission of economic,
Linguistic,
Cultural,
religious,
political values,
and innovations between different civilizations across the continent once passed through the region. But even now, Kazakhstan is the main economic bridge between Asia and Europe.
Today, it is a beautiful country, 9th biggest in the world. It is inhabited by more than 19 million people and representatives of more than 100 nationalities and ethnic groups. Kazakhstan provides wide range of opportunities for the population's education, health service, and employment.
Speaking of the land distribution, more than 70% of the country is used for agriculture. The history of development was that the agricultural sector used to be a key pillar of Kazakhstan's economy from both a social and economic development perspective. The sector employed around 1/5 of economically active population. And that is why The Kazakh people led a nomadic way of life.
But now, the picture is different. If we take cattle breeding as an example, the number of cattle in Kazakhstan at the beginning of the 20th century had been the record of 5 million heads. But currently, this number has decreased by 3 times.
Every year, the number of cattle in cattle breeding decreases. That's because farmers have a shortage of knowledge in genetic sphere. The feed system is not fully studied. The lack of qualified veterinarians and zootechnicians. The lack of laboratories that meet modern requirements also serves as a detrimental factor.
Today, we have developed cities and at the same time, degraded villages. Of the 222 million hectares of agricultural land, only 40% is used. This affects the provision of fodder for animals and food security in general. One of the key factors, lack of employment in the villages, has led to the urbanization towards the migration of rural residents of economically active age to the cities. And this is understandable. The average income of rural residents, it's about 250 per month, which is half the income of urban resident and 40% below the national average.
Because of urbanization, the number of people in the villages continues to decline rapidly. There is a considerable pressure on the urban environment, and the rural population in turn is experiencing difficulties with the availability of an effective workforce. Overall, following the digital, economical latest developments, the standard of living in Kazakhstan is rising. Nonetheless, it has no effect of living in rural areas, which is still low.
How do we bring life back to our villages? Thinking about it, the Enactus Agro-Technical University team made an attempt to change the situation for the better. We were able to implement a project aimed to increase the employment level and income in rural areas. We learned that residents in the village have yards which can be used for breeding animals and poultry. We decided on poultry breeding, namely chickens. This type of activity seemed more profitable to us. This idea was confirmed when we compared the cost of producing the same amount of different meat. According to our calculations, based on the available territories, one village can breed up to 15,000 chickens. The slaughter weight of chickens is 2.2 kilograms, which is 33 tons of chicken meat for one village in a short production cycle of 2 months.
In comparison, to produce the same amount of beef meat, you need to send 192 heads to the slaughter, weighing 175 kilograms in a production period of 2 to 2.5 years. Comparing the costs and possible revenues, we concluded that this is the most profitable economic model. The cost of feed, logistics, and chickens, according to our calculations, could pay off in record time, just 2 months, and bring the project participants for $1,000 for every 200 birds.
Raising chickens on farms is a seasonal production that takes up the summer period from June to August. Therefore, from September to May, our team carried out preparatory activities. This time, we divided into certain stages. The first stage, we made a house-to-house visit to the villagers of one settlement in Akmola region, in the course of which 6 families volunteered to participate in the project.
The next stage was a search for financing. The model of forward market transactions was the most acceptable to us. The university's trade union organization of more than 2,000 people came to the rescue. Those willing applied to buy farm poultry for a season and paid in advance. We managed to raise $17,700. The funds were used to buy chickens, feed, logistics, and veterinary drugs.
The problem could have been the lack of knowledge about running a business in competitive field of among poultry farming among the project participants, ordinary villagers. It was solved with the help of scientific potential of the university. Thus, a technological map for raising chicken for 55-60 days was developed. This was the third stage.
In the fourth stage, we conducted training of the technological map of chicken meat production with households, created support chats. Next, We handed over 4,000 chickens we purchased to the households. Then our most real everyday work began. We provided daily support in online and offline formats, provided feed and necessary veterinary drugs. According to the worked out schedule, we made inspection of chicken, weighed them, monitored their nutrition and health under the precise supervision of our technologists and veterinarians. Thanks to free-range grazing and selected vitamins, our chickens did not receive any growth hormones or antibiotics. It was a natural product.
It was the end of July. The slaughtering of chickens was scheduled for this period. We provided the farms with special equipment for plucking feathers and refrigeration chambers to deliver the carcasses. And, in fact, the question of delivering the products to the meat shop of the university in sterile packaging was solved. The meat underwent veterinary control in the Republican laboratory.
Eventually, our effort and diligence have been a success. The high standard of poultry meat was achieved. The project managed to produce 5.2 tons of poultry meat. As a result, union members received their product on time and in the right quantity, and the project participants managed to increase their family income by up to 70%.
It should be noted that 40% of the poultry meat produced was left by the project participants themselves, and 60% was delivered to the city residents. Thus, the city supported the village, and the village provided food to the city.
And in May of this year, we presented our project to the judges of the National Cup in Actus Kazakhstan, where it was declared as the best. Investors were interested in the project, so one of the leading agricultural holdings, Olja Agro, which has a land bank of 960,000 hectares with total employees of 7,000 people, offered to scale the project in another region of our country, in Kosnay area. The experience and knowledge we gained allow us to draw up a business model for scaling. We determined the optimal number for one farm of 200 birds, which allows us to quickly recoup the cost and earn $1,000 per 2 months.
All products are sold at specialized fairs of the university's trade union organization. Having studied the market, we determined the cost of 1 pound of our meat within $2 to $3, which does not exceed the cost of products of other competitors on the sale of farm meat. It's no secret that organic food is in demand among the urban population, and it allows us to easily enter the competitive market with our brand, Poultry from the Yard to the Table. And most importantly, it acts as a link between the villages and cities.
A unique feature and strength of our project is the collaboration of science, education, and business. And our Enactus team acted as an agent of change for the better, and it gave us a sense of confidence.
Summarizing, 4 main goals of the United Nations have been covered by our project, which are
Poverty eradication,
Elimination of hunger,
decent work and economic growth,
In partnership to achieve the goal.
In conclusion, Kazakhstan is a country with opportunities. Only a decade and a half ago, becoming independent. Now, we are only students, but we are already making plans of our future, dreaming of becoming someone in life, to be of use to our country, to increase the wealth of our motherland. And as we see the fruit of our hard work, we want to share it with the whole world from the bottom of our hearts, so that our voices can be heard. And we'll be more than proud and happy If our project perhaps implements and contributes to other parts of our noble planet Earth. Thank you, Enactus, for giving us this opportunity.
The presentation has now ended. We will begin the question and answer period.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome and congratulations. That was an excellent presentation.
Thank you.
Love the business model. I have one question. You mentioned in the video or in your presentation rather that with the first experiment with the farmers, you sent the equipment to do the slaughtering there. I'm wondering at scale, where will the slaughtering take place and how much would it cost to build a facility for that? Or do you anticipate that the farmers will be sending live birds back to another larger facility to be slaughtered?
Okay, so thank you for the question, first of all. Then we always do the slaughtering on the yards by the workers themselves under our control. Like a team comes there and controlling the process of slaughtering there on the yards. And then we get the package done, send it to the university and laboratories by the vans with the refrigerators. And well, that's how we actually do this, I think.
Yep.
Well, if we talk about okay. No, about scaling, we have now interested in our project one of the most biggest, I think, agro holdings, Oja Agro. It has a lot of employees, and most importantly, it has more than, I think, 500 families interested right now in our project. So in Kostanay region. And we can scale our project to them, like sharing business model to them, helping them online or in live there, because we can actually send a group of students there with our veterinarians and students that implemented in the project. So I guess that's how we're planning to do that with them.
Sorry to bother, I can add. If you look on your annual report, there is $2,100 US. It's income that we gain from 6 families, and we're planning to do it to 500 families. So it's like you can scale it on yourself. It's like a big number.
Good morning. Excellent presentation. Welcome to Puerto Rico.
Gracias.
I read in your annual report that 533 farmers were trained on poultry, but only 65 of them started. What do you think was the roadblock? Why you don't have any more of the 533?
Well, before the work, we are going around the project participants. We are looking at their yards. If they're acceptable for our farming, then we accept it. If they are not, we reject them. That's all.
Yeah, before we start our project, at the beginning, we choose a household that can be in our project, because you know, they should have some of criteria. They should have a water and the light and like that. And like 65 participants, it's people who really can do their project, because it's a business model, and we should have a people for one. We should trust them to their project, because that's not so easy. It's a business model, and investors, and not only this work, their work. So I hope it satisfies your question.
Hello to everyone. In addition, I also would like to say that based on the experience of these families who voluntarily agreed to work with us, they were like a good example for others who did not agree in the very first time. So the thing is, like, one of the villages was like my village where I'm from, and I know that our neighbors are already preparing their yards for the next year to be able to participate in this project, because we do have high criteria. It should be safety, first of all, and it should be like like secure against predators, against the various diseases, and etc., etc., etc. Because we work with the food, and food is really important for the humankind, and it's a high responsibility for us to make sure that it will be safety.
I have online, Emilio Colon asked it, how is waste generated handled?
Excuse me, please.
The time has expired. Judges, please join on thanking the team from Kazakhstan
Thank you.
for their
Gracias.
presentation and hard work. Thank you.
Gracias, gracias.
Judges, please help me welcome the team from Poland. They are presenting in person today. The team will have 3 minutes for setup. There's 1 minute before the presentation begins. The presentation may now begin.
Our world has changed. Our challenges are greater than used to be.
We live in the reality where everyone is pretending.
Changes which are happening right now to most are just an idea. Abstract thoughts.
We don't want to endure each other's suffering.
We want to live by happiness, not by misery.
We do not want to hate, despise, undervalue, and reject one another.
Life can be careless and beautiful, but we lost our way. Rapacity has taken over our lives.
We have lost our souls.
We want and we think too much, but we feel too little. We need humanity and responsibility more than things, more than ever.
Our earth is rich and can provide for everyone.
When it thrives, we thrive. When it weakens, we weaken.
Can you handle the truth? Can you accept the fact that we have no future?
The fact that the future we create leads us to desolation and destruction.
I remember the first time I felt it, trying to find the words to describe it, but I couldn't. That deep, burning feeling was eating me alive. I knew I must do something. I knew that the world is in our hands now. It's left to us.
That's why we're here.
Our mission is to create socially responsible fashion and influence our customers' behavior through education. Sober does not discriminate against any social group. We believe in inclusiveness in the fashion world. Through this activity, we distinct our values: integrity, empowerment, diversity, and impact.
Through fashion events, community, and outlook, we provide material values that are close to our generation. We create a space to talk about the topics that are close to our generation.
Our business model is based on creating collections from second-hand garments and clothes. Clothes are altered by us by using screen printing method. Then we are giving these clothes new life, and they can serve us for generations. In our selling process, we use wide variety of platforms, which is our main source of income. Then also we create some events and lectures where we educate on the specific topics. About our resources. We spread educational content about overconsumption, better choices, and alternative forms of living and buying things. We're showing that there are better, more environmentally friendly alternatives in a daily life.
We also believe that responsible choices in daily life should be supported by educational background. And we, as Sober Responsible, show our value to our community through fashion stable pieces. So that's why we organize educational events to which we invite experts to share knowledge and to encourage conversation about certain topics. We also run workshops, artistic events, and showrooms of our clothing. We really care about the community, and that's why we donate funds to foundations. Here are a few events that we have carried out. First is Sober, So Be Fashionable, which was about sustainable fashion and consumer choices, basically. Then we have Sober Inclusive, which promotes inclusiveness and tolerance in the fashion world and shows that everyone should be treated with the same respect. And we had picnics, Let's Talk About. It was a series of community conversations.
And less than 1% of textile and garments are actually processed into new clothes. And we want to change that. We want to create a closed circuit of fashion and actually give old clothes a second new life. So we all can change and live by more alternative, friendly, eco-friendly choices. And here are our products, our t-shirts that we made. We obtain our sources from our materials to two sources. First is a thrift store, market, vintage fairs. And the second are people who don't know what to do with their old clothes. So they can donate their clothes and we can alter them, tailor them, and actually give them a new life. And the fun fact is our academic community knows us really well. There is a place on the campus to which you can bring your old clothes, and they donate their clothes to us, and we can just change them and give them a new friendly design.
And for whom are we creating the value? For a variety of groups, and it depends on the actions we are taking. There are young people, students, community, environmental companies, and CSR and NGO projects that we give 5% of foundation because we want to support them and show our connection with a variety of topics. And also the value proposition, we have 5 of them is environmental, synergetic, uniqueness, ingenuity, and future-driven.
And we are also driven by 6 global goals. First of all, we raise awareness of issues related to ecology and today's world. Then we promote sustainable fashion by reusing clothes and encouraging people to buy secondhand. And also we promote inclusiveness and tolerance through our events, So Be Inclusive. Moreover, we cooperate with other projects to impact the rise of education and awareness.
We communicate with our community by social media. Also, as you can see on the slide, we have many different media partners. We sales are garnered by 2 types of channels. The first one are direct channels, and it's social media sales, e-commerce sales. And the second one are indirect, which are pop-up stores, racks on events, partner spaces, vintage markets, and other external events.
Sober encouraged us to become more involved with our customers, and actually we allow them to be a part of our project through actually sharing a space to talk, exchanging opinions as well. And also they can look up for our design, they can be a part of the project, they can also make their own designs on the t-shirts and other secondhand clothes.
And Sober, So Be Responsible have many partners connected with the 17 global goals, and we divide them into 4 groups. Strategic alliances between non-competitors, competition, strategic partnerships, buyer-supplier relationship, and other partnerships. And here we have Enactus, UE Wrocław, and BNP Paribas are our strategic partners, Team SA as our promotion partner, InCube as our business mentor, and last but not least, Voice Startup as a mentor in CSR manner. And
then we have some student organization, because we believe that it's better to create something together, not only competing with each other. So here are student association and organization that are in our city and our university campus. And then we have a buyer-supplier relationship. So here, as you can see, there's a brand who supply us with screen printing products, and there is a vintage markets from which we obtain our materials.
Okay, and other partnership, which is marketing partnerships and event-related competition.
Okay, about the legal form, why startup? under the Startup Foundation, we receive many benefits that creates a very environmentally friendly for us tailored form. And it's like tailored to our actions. It creates support, diverse atmosphere, growth, and flexibility. And especially at the start, young enterprises are at huge risk, and startup really helps to decrease that risk. And moreover, it's cheaper than stock company or a limited liability company.
Sober is less concerned with cost indications of business market. We are more concerned and focused on creating a new value. Here are some costs that we have in our business. So we have legal issues, materials, marketing, advertisement, fabrics, distribution, and extra spendings.
So let's talk about revenue streams. So our revenue streams comes from one-time customer payments, such as first is a pure sale, asset sale. So those are the clothes that we make and altered, and then we resell them. Then our advertising, so this is a paid promotion for our partners. And then we have a renting, because we offering spaces for lecture, artistic workshops, and discussion and talks. And the last is brokerage fees. So we charge brand for close collaboration.
And as Sober, we want to show you all the costs included in our assets. The variety of costs depends on the product, but always we give a 5% of the foundation because we want to give it back to the customers. And before we talk about all this percentage, I want you all to know that the minimal
Time
wage
has expired. The presentation has now ended. We will begin the question and answer period.
Hi, guys. Well done on the presentation. I'm sorry if I missed this, but I wanted to find out, is the whole process done by the students themselves, the remaking of the clothes, or do you have community partners? Are you transferring these skills to a community project, perhaps?
So basically, we create the clothes ourselves. We buy them from the second-hand stores, and then we screen print the graphics we designed to the garments, and then we sell it on our social media or events or like everything we do.
But it's really important because we made events, those Sober So Be Fashionable events, on which we create a workshop so students can come and learn from the girl who learned us how to screen print clothes. So they could just look, she explained how the process of screen printing actually have an impact of the planet. That is actually the best method of like printing on clothes. The most eco-friendly actually. So yeah, we learn and then we spread that knowledge to others as well.
Thank you guys for being here in Puerto Rico. Welcome. My question is, what do you do with those clothing that you don't use for your project? For example, I have seen some of the pictures that the most of your pieces are plain pieces with your graphic print. What will happen if a donation comes with a kind of clothing that is all over print and it has previous printing, branding or something on it? what would you do with that remaining clothing? Did you donate them to the community or you do something else? Because you don't explain that on the project.
Okay, so we use all of the materials. So it's not that we don't want to waste anything. So even with the scraps, we can make something new. There is a process that you can use the scraps and use a tissue over the scraps. So you can make a new fabric with the tissues. So there's always, we can use the waste in another t-shirts. And about the using the logo or the brands that we have on the clothes. Actually, in Poland, we checked out with a lawyer that it's okay for us to alter the existing brands and logos because it's under the customization rules. So we still can just alter them. And we mostly focus on the screen printing because it's trendy. We want to still do something, something in the design manner that all the fast fashion brands are doing, but in more like eco-friendly way.
Hello, congratulations to your presentation. So I think someone mentioned that you buy the clothes from second hand. How much of your clothes, like the percentage is bought or how much is donated and who you get donated from mostly?
So mostly we get our clothes for, if it comes to the donations, we get our clothes from the students on our university. Like our project is really well known there and people just want to donate things. But the most things we gather are from the second hands. It's like 60-40%.
And actually, it's important to mention that the thrifting culture in Poland is
I am
actually
sorry, but the
developing.
time has expired. Judges, please join in thanking Enactus Poland for their presentation and hard work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I would just like to update all of the judges and everyone in the audience. So thank you for your patience regarding the presentation with Eswatini. It has been decided that Eswatini's presentation will happen once more after India's presentation, and we will be showing their pre-recorded video instead of having them present live. After their pre-recorded video, they will still have a live question and answer period through Zoom. So thank you again for your patience, and we will continue with Team India.
Judges, please help me welcome the team from India. They are presenting a pre-recorded video today. The team will have 3 minutes for setup.
Hi, can you please say something to confirm that the voice is not being repeated from our end? Hello, are we audible?
Hello there. Yes, right now there's still 2 minutes to go. Soon the presentation will go up. As soon as it's finished, I'll let you guys know so the Q&A starts.
Can we please get a confirmation on whether the voice from your end is being repeated and our audio is working fine?
So far, I'm just listening to one voice, so we're good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Diversity where ethnicity, heritage, and religion come together in a dazzling kaleidoscope of humanity. Home to 1.4 billion people, India is on the road to becoming the world's third largest economy. A rising population, growing middle class, and increasing awareness about global trends are driving India's escalating growth and booming consumption. But underneath the glittering surface of India's economic boom lies the ugly reality of modern India, a country drowning in its own garbage. Together, India manages to generate 277 million tons of waste annually, and this number is expected to double by 2050. At present, only 20% of this waste is treated and more than 80% is disposed of in landfills. However, the garbage predicament stretches far beyond the sight of huge piles of waste. Releasing 120 million tons of greenhouse gases every year, this waste is leading to rising temperatures and declining biodiversity. It is responsible for endangering the drinking water supply and has pressing consequences for human health. The dire need for an effective solution motivated us to narrow.
That way we make sure that the sound goes on. We'll let you know when we're ready.
India, a civilization over 5,000 years old, is known for its culture and geographic charm. A land of staggering diversity where ethnicity, heritage, and religion come together in a dazzling.
We are ready.
India, a civilization over 5,000 years old, is known for its culture and geographic charm. A land of staggering diversity where ethnicity, heritage, and religion come together in a dazzling kaleidoscope of humanity. Home to 1.4 billion people, India is on the road to becoming the world's third largest economy. A rising population, growing middle class, and increasing awareness about global trends are driving India's escalating growth and booming consumption. But underneath the glittering surface of India's economic boom lies the ugly reality of modern India, a country drowning in its own garbage. Together, India manages to generate 277 million tons of waste annually, and this number is expected to double by 2050. India, a civilization over 5,000 years old, is known for its culture and geographic charm. A land of staggering diversity where ethnicity, heritage, and
The presentation may now begin.
India, a civilization over 5,000 years old, is known for its culture and geographic charm. a land of staggering diversity where ethnicity, heritage, and religion come together in a dazzling kaleidoscope of humanity. Home to 1.4 billion people, India is on the road to becoming the world's third largest economy. A rising population, growing middle class, and increasing awareness about global trends are driving India's escalating growth and booming consumption. But underneath the glittering surface of India's economic boom lies the ugly reality of modern India, a country drowning in its own garbage. Together, India manages to generate 277 million tons of waste annually, and this number is expected to double by 2050. At present, only 20% of this waste is treated and more than 80% is disposed of in landfills. However, the garbage predicament stretches far beyond the sight of huge piles of waste. Releasing 120 million tons of greenhouse gases every year, this waste is leading to rising temperatures and declining biodiversity. It is responsible for endangering the drinking water supply and has pressing consequences for human health. The dire need for an effective solution motivated us to narrow down the problems with India's waste disposal habits. Preliminary research and surveys conducted in Delhi NCR made us realize that an effective solution should focus on increasing awareness, inducing behavioral change, and providing incentives for ethical waste disposal. We identified 3 different communities that would help us curb this crisis. Thousands of waste pickers were dependent on waste for a living but were often underpaid and led undignified lives riddled with health issues. The domestic help workers responsible for doing household chores survived on a meager monthly income of $75. 36% of slum dwellers were unemployed, and each one of them had more than 5 mouths to feed in a family.
All this is a huge informal sector of recycling which is there in India. The most backward classes, they have no other option for livelihood. They don't have any other skills. They have so many injuries because they pick waste from the landfills or dump sites in their bare hands. A daily inhalation of all those toxic fumes in a landfill, I think that's a part of their daily life.
Driven by the urge to take entrepreneurial action, to put an end to the waste crisis and to create sustainable livelihoods, we initiated Project Amanat. Amanat is a holistic solution that tackles the waste crisis at the grassroots level through its tri-segmented approach, supplemented with additional measures to promote a zero-waste lifestyle. The first segment facilitates the barter of waste for need-specific incentives through recycling banks and garbage cafes. The recycling banks are set up in residential complexes where residents can exchange waste for environmental points. The points earned are utilized towards reducing the hefty maintenance fees charged for these societies and installing sustainable furniture in shared spaces. The banks are set up at a minimal cost of $365, and we can proudly say that they are built entirely out of recycled single-use plastic sheets. The residents are registered on the Zero Waste Citizen application, launched in collaboration with ZWC Solutions, helping them track their environmental savings and schedule no-contact doorstep collection of waste in the post-pandemic world. 2 waste pickers are appointed as recycling bank operators to weigh the collected waste and update the records on the application. The domestic help workers working in these urban homes are trained in source segregation and allowed to deposit waste at recycling banks for monetary incentives, thus empowering them as Amanat Zero Waste Warriors. A composting machine is also set up in the societies for the on-site processing of wet waste. While the recycling banks proved successful in urban areas, we introduced garbage cafes in slums where slum dwellers can exchange 1 kilogram of waste for 1 complete meal served in sustainable packaging. We employed 1 waste picker for each territory to ensure the proper functioning and timely provision of meals. To make this initiative feasible, we joined hands with MCKS Foundation and Robin Hood Army to increase operational efficiency and arrange the meals at subsidized prices.
We are working with the inhabitants of Sri Guru Gobind Singh College of Commerce, and we are setting up garbage cafes all over Delhi and the slums of Delhi NCR. Through the initiative, the students are not only reducing the amount of wastage and garbage that we put out into the environment, but also providing an equitable amount of access of food. We are elated to see the zeal and the future generation entrepreneurial leaders, and we are looking forward to working on many more such initiatives and providing a more positive impact on our community.
With the assistance of our project partners, we established a storage and sorting facility in Delhi NCR with an operational capacity of 50 tons of waste per month. The facility allowed us to formalize the waste picker community by purchasing waste at fair prices while educating them on social and financial security. The total waste accumulated is segregated into wet waste and dry waste, which is then sold to recycling operators at an average price of 13 cents and 19 cents for conversion into innovative byproducts such as furniture and manure. Collecting an average of 51,600 kilograms of waste, a monthly revenue of $7,200 is earned from our model. After making making provisions for incentives, 75% of the revenue becomes the entrepreneur's income and the remaining 25% is used for project expansion.
To ensure long-term sustainability, all the entrepreneurs are trained in finance and bookkeeping. The initial investment is recovered within 6 months of operations, after which the entrepreneurs are granted greater functional autonomy.
In the past year, we have set up 3 garbage cafes in slums and 5 recycling banks in residential complexes across Delhi NCR, while collecting 551,000 kilograms of dry waste and 115,000 kilograms of wet waste.
Generating a cumulative revenue of $112,000, we have associated 12 entrepreneurs with our mission and created 1,200 zero waste warriors who are helping us streamline the waste management process.
And in the next 24 months, we aim to expand to 19 territories across 4 states while collaborating with state governments to transform India's waste economy.
While the first segment focuses on preventing newly generated waste from entering our environment, the second segment utilizes existing plastic waste to build community toilets in slums.
For this, we formed a strategic collaboration with Basic Shit, which provided us with a design for a zero waste toilet, each of which is made out of 120 kilograms of plastic waste.
The dry composting system in these toilets uses sawdust and charcoal instead of water, killing the odor-causing bacteria without producing any sewage while converting the human waste into a safe-to-handle compost.
The toilets work on a fee-for-service model wherein users can buy either a single-use pass for 3 cents or a monthly pass for 75 cents.
One person appointed from the slum is made responsible for the maintenance and proper functioning of the toilets.
Recycling 43,500 plastic bottles, we have set up 5 community toilets and provided 74,000 people with access to improved hygiene.
Earning a cumulative revenue of $1,200, we have created 5 entrepreneurs and increased the average individual income by 200%.
To promote health and well-being for all through sustainable sanitation, we aim to set up 25 community toilets across the slums of Delhi, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, eventually taking our mission to a pan-India level.
With the first 2 segments focusing on reusing and recycling waste, we incorporated the third R of waste management in our model by reducing the production of waste altogether, making Amanat a comprehensive solution to the waste crisis.
In the third segment, we marketed and sold sustainable alternatives to everyday products.
For this, we entered into distribution agreements with Recharkha Eco-Social and Green the Map, leading social enterprises in the eco-friendly and upcycle product space.
We introduced a wide range of products including cutlery kits, face masks, planters and backpacks.
These products are manufactured by rural communities, tribal women and youths, thereby enabling sustainable livelihoods.
To maximize our consumer base, a number of strategies were employed ranging from free samples to setting up stalls at cultural exhibitions.
We posted tailored digital content across social media and e-commerce platforms to connect with consumers and make it easy for them to choose our products.
For every product sold, Inactus SGGSCC receives a fixed commission of 15%, which is reinvested into the other segments, allowing us to systematically allocate our resources while ensuring growth.
Through extensive promotion, we sold $11,000 worth of sustainable alternatives, creating 1,200 consumers who are conscious of their choice.
We also organized online workshops in association with Aesthetic Crafts, introducing DIY techniques to upcycle waste into creative products and amplifying the motto of best out of waste.
Strengthening our long-standing commitment to building a zero-waste lifestyle, we plan to set up permanent retail stores offering affordable byproducts in target areas, launching a sustainable product line under the brand name of Project Amanat.
Amanat creates a circular economy model wherein waste enters a loop, originating from its sources of production and ultimately getting recycled.
Combining meaningful collaborations and partnerships with extensive stakeholder management are acting as the driver of Amanat's growth story. In a year like no other, Inactus SGGSCC has continued to work with a network of government organizations, corporates and non-profits to further our vision of a waste-free India.
Catering to 11 out of the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals, we have directly impacted 27,500 lives.
Prevented 1.2 million kilograms of greenhouse gas emissions through our model, thus reducing our carbon footprint.
Generating a cumulative revenue of $124,000, we have engaged 17 entrepreneurs, providing them with a sustainable income and a better quality of life.
Aligning our vision with the Clean India mission, we used community dialogues, interactive videos and street plays to spread awareness, thereby impacting over 166,000 lives.
Working together with Bisleri, a renowned brand of bottled water, we also conducted plastic collection drives under their initiative, Bottles for Change, spreading awareness about using and disposing of plastics responsibly.
We formed a partnership with EcoDeco, which provided us with segregation bins made out of 9 kilograms of recycled plastic at a subsidized price of $40 per dustbin.
To promote better waste disposal practices, we installed 14 of these segregation bins in various schools and colleges.
Taking forward our quest of transforming waste into wealth, we have signed a memorandum of understanding with Grow Diesel, one of India's leading companies producing clean energy from waste.
We are working with them at their biorefinery in the Karnal district of Haryana, which has a daily operational capacity of converting 15 tons of wet waste into biofuel, having a purity level of over 90%.
We are providing them with research and development support and helping them source wet waste from nearby regions for conversion.
As we progress, we aim to connect our functioning territories with this plant, moving towards an energy-efficient future.
However, our journey does not stop here. With Amanat's vast potential for scalability, we aim to expand our operations to 45 territories,
implement our model in 4 states through inclusive partnerships at the regional, national, and local levels, built upon shared values, placing people and planet at the center.
Create 44 new entrepreneurs while reducing the waste in target areas by 60%.
Introduce shredding and sorting techniques to recycle e-waste and set up incinerating machines to process sanitary waste.
Collaborate with other Enactus teams in areas facing similar issues, thus exchanging ideas, knowledge, and resources across the globe.
Amanat provides an ecosystem to pull back recyclables from every individual, community, and environment to the supply value chain.
We envision igniting a zero-waste revolution that will fill the lacuna in the existing models of waste management.
For us,
zero waste is social justice.
Zero waste is stronger communities.
Zero waste is a healthier planet.
इन बच्चों ने हमें क्या कुछ नहीं सिखाया, कचरा अलग अलग करने से लेकर हिसाब किताब करने तक। हमें अच्छा लगता है कि हम अपने पर्यावरण के लिए कुछ कर रहे हैं और हम यह चाहते हैं कि इनेक्टस वाले हमारे साथ इसी तरह से जुड़े रहें।
इनेक्टस के बच्चे हमारे जीवन में उम्मीद की किरण लेकर आए हैं। इन्होंने ना सिर्फ हमें कचरे का मूल्य समझाया है, बल्कि उसी कचरे को हमारी आमदनी का जरिया भी बना दिया।
In the past 1 year, after 148,000 plus working hours, over 90 visits, 12 collaborations, and the hard work of 70 people who work as a team, we have become a household name for 27,500 people.
We are Enactus Sri Guru Gobind Singh College of Commerce, and this is our story. India. A civilization over 5,000 years old is known for its culture and geographic charm.
India, thank you so much for your time bringing us your presentation. Welcome to Puerto Rico. Did you hear me well?
No, we cannot hear you very well. The audio is very low, the volume is very low. Hello, are we audible? Hello?
Team India, are you able to hear us?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. I have a question for you guys. I have seen that your project is very complete. Congratulations for that. But I have a question. I see that you involve the community. I have seen a lot of involvement for women, but as keep our future generations keeping the planet clean and having the knowledge and the importance for managing the waste. How you can explain the involvement that you have with the kids, with the children? How you can involve the children on your concept? If you can explain us a little bit more of that.
Thank you so much for your question. Yes, we actually do have student engagement and children engagement programs that we conduct in the societies itself. So in the societies, we have monthly visits where we conduct sessions with the children, and we have interactive games that we play with them to engage them. Other than this, we also have upcycling workshops that students between the age of 12 to 18 can attend, and that is how we engage them.
Hello, congratulations on your presentation. Can you hear? Yeah, I have one question.
Yes, we can.
How long have your project been going on? Like it's 1 year project, or how long have you done all this that you presented?
Thank you for the question, ma'am. Our project started operating in September 2021.
Time has expired. Judges, please join me in thanking Team India for their presentation and hard work.
Thank you.
Just as a reminder to all judges and everyone in the room, we will be going back to Team Eswatini and we will be presenting their pre-recorded video and then having a live question and answer period after their video has played.
Judges, please help me welcome the team from Eswatini. They are presenting a pre-recorded video today.
From the deep south, gloriously up to the mountain tops of the horizon, caressing her smoothly as the ice rivers that gently
Just so everybody knows, this is your tech check time.
landscapes that are always breathtaking. She dances on the deep southern part of Africa with a strong uni language that her people pride themselves in. Siatikapa, and she is the jewel on Africa's crown by her never-dying traditions and opulent culture of kind-spirited people. This is the kingdom of Eswatini.
The presentation may now begin.
Africans ran from the deep south, gloriously up to the mountain tops of the horizon, caressing her smoothly as the ice rivers that gently flow down, giving her the picturesque landscapes that are always breathtaking. She dances on the deep southern part of Africa with a strong uni language that her people pride themselves in. Siatikapa, and she is the jewel on Africa's crown by her never-dying traditions and opulent culture of kind-spirited people. This is the kingdom of Eswatini.
Beautiful as Eswatini is, there's still a sad reality about her, one that cracks open the heart when thought about. Can you believe that 15.9% of Eswatini still live below the national poverty line? That's more than half of the population. It is a dire situation, but as of that sort of vicious enough, youth unemployment stands at 51%. I stand here today with an uncertain future. This place is colonized by malnutrition, poor living conditions, mobility, and especially constraints to health access. So worse it is that there's a constant 6.8% of deaths due to respiratory illnesses. And our shame was further exposed by the coronavirus, robbing us of our friends, relatives, and community. I personally remember attending 2 funerals in family, one of my instructor and of the other.
But we as Nexus Eswatini believe in hope, working hard, and impacting lives. And to these adversities, we could not but be resilient, rising up to all occasions with all tenacity, coming up with sustainable, innovative solutions. We chose to rewrite the stark history of Eswatini, had to engage ourselves studying these problems. And on our journey to the solution, we conducted a market research and found that the most binding factors are poverty, malnutrition, and poor access to health. Thus, our solution had to solve just that. So what did we do?
We studied different food components at the biomolecular level, under the premise of knowing how different foods have minerals and vitamins that benefit the human immune system. Looking how when they are blended, render these essentials to thousands of organisms. Moreover, we looked at the general human health and how it is alleviated from diseases by these minerals and vitamins. And here, we were able to conjure up an astonishing product, Beta Juice. Beta Juice is an organic product that reduces lung inflammation, is an antioxidant, lowers blood sugar level, and many more.
Having come up with the product, we had to take it out to the market, but we couldn't before having it tested for edibility. Then we took the juice to the Eswatini Standard Authority, who further sent the juice to a private lab in Cape Town, South Africa, which proved that Beta Juice was not only fit for consumption, but had high vitamins and minerals. Thus, for production, we were good to go.
Using our campus food science and nutrition facilities, we started producing the juice, guided by the ISO 22000 standards, and dispensing it through physical deliveries. The ingredients for the production of the juice were procured from local shops, and immediately we got positive responses as there were a number of declines in people's severity of illnesses and got a number of many thanks and appreciation, but still we had a problem.
Our profit margins were low and our market penetration was not deep enough. Therefore, we restructured our business model, highlighting these 2 issues, concurrently solving them, and making Beta Juice to be better as it is.
First, identifying and acknowledging that the consumer demographic is constantly shifting. Now people appreciate organic products. And to appeal to our target market, we had to make Beta Juice just that. Yet, the purchase ingredients couldn't be proved to be organic. Thus, we began producing the ingredients ourselves, making sure that the process was organic. This further ensured that we domesticated our clientele and appealed to them.
Now, note that Eswatini is in the subtropical region and further differentiate into 4 agroecological zones, thus ideal for the production of numerous crops. Nevertheless, Eswatini still imports over 42,000 metric tons of vegetables, worth $13.6 million. This opportunity was seized by the selling of the marketable surplus from the production of our ingredients, opening a whole new avenue for Beta Juice.
We also understand the carbon footprint that production of product leaves. Hence, we had to make Beta Juice peculiar, as neither the product nor the packaging material could harm to the environment. This was by using recyclable glass bottles and the non-recyclable PETs. This also came as a cost reduction strategy, so we're planning to create a product-client relationship. And as much as we're successful, the customer preferred to recycle the glass bottles. Thus, we're able to reduce over half a ton of plastic bottles from being manufactured, causing harm to the environment, and ending up in water streams, drainage lines, landfills, and that's very common in Eswatini, burns.
The residues of the juice are vermicomposted to provide fertilizer for the ingredients. This vermicompost is highly nutritious, good for soil structure and texture, and is organic. Furthermore, we understand the carbon nitrogen science that goes behind composting. And as we were striking that balance, we ended up producing more vermicompost, creating a different enterprise for Beta Juice. As a 50 kg vermicompost sells under $14, and each of our 2 pits yields 6 of those. Beta Juice utilizes 2, and the 4 is still generating a $56 every 3 months.
The Beta Juice project embraces the planet to heart. Thus, we partnered with the Eswatini Environmental Authority. Together, we were able to plant 100 trees into communities, collect litter, and further educate the people about the environment. Beta Juice Here's a sensation as it got featured in local media, is talked about in our villages, and well embraced by our customers. But there was still more to be done by Beta Juice.
In our quest to change lives, this business looked back to our community. But what we saw there was devastating. Students driving to prostitution, suicide rates skyrocketing, and the statistics for students dropout were alarming.
So this was the point of concern. We could not just sit and watch. After all, we lived here. We know these people, their stories, their pain, shame, and some of us sometimes won't be in those people. So this time, it had come too close to home. Another one has lost their scholarship. One had failed one to do courses. And sometimes another one's friend cannot afford to carry on with this tuition. Notwithstanding the constant disappointment in our graduate spaces, we cannot find it.
So this is where we had to elevate the juice. It is here we had to do the most. Enact, impact, and change lives. And my goodness, so we did.
We identified 21 students who were most struggling. We engaged them, and they came in as employees of the project.
We came together with the beneficiaries of the project and formed a team. We capacitated them, trained, and transferred skills to them in vegetable production, juice production, and marketing. This came in as innovation in a country where the idea of student employees is strange.
You see, difference in culture hinders a lot because our norms of students attend classes and only graduate and non-school going people can have jobs. But with Beta Juice, we challenge that social convention and brought a new revelation to this perspective. Investing the employment of the bright and vibrant youth, we were able to produce 750 units of Beta Juice worth $3,000.
We were able to adopt a number of sharp minds to come and work for an idea that works. And together, delivering on the great idea that impacts.
This is even seen that 750 units were sold, and each sold at $4. This then gave returns of $3,000, which breaks down to ingredients, $330, operations, $510, and $1,400 for wages. And 70% of profits are reinvested into the business. This is also a technique for the project to scale.
In a country with a predominantly low standard of living, Beta Juice was able to penetrate these restrictions, having the 6.8% of limited purchasing power for people, as its demand phenomenally grew by day. This was through our impeccable marketing strategies, from social media advertising to TV airings and local shop pop-ups, as well as testimonies brought by consumers and active participation in community engagement.
Hi, so I work at local business because I have COVID, but because I'm a conscious person and I'm not safe, my immune system has been just and strong.
The wages that the employees received are a little above the set minimum wage of $7 US, as each employee got $10 US, enabling them to rent their residencies, buy their necessities, and even save a little.
MT in Eswatini wasn't viewed by the potential of Beta Juice and funded in about $700 money that is used for the scaling of this project. Further, they partnered with us, even stabilizing the great rise of Beta Juice.
Moreover, we are in talks with Ledora Insurance, an insurance company that recently established a health sector in their enterprise. This will then afford the customers to buy the juice through their health insurance policies.
When the people put their mind, heart, and strength into something, there is nothing that they cannot achieve. And we as Electors Eswatini prove just that.
And when a great idea is put in place, nurtured and driven into the right direction, the world is better.
We were able to reinvent the hugely broken and struggling students, ensuring an unprecedented seismic shift in student ability. And yes, this next year, we've done ourselves proud.
From a team of only 24 active members, we were able to invest 16,000 hours, met 6 SDGs, provided 21 big jobs. We innovated, partnered, and worked hard.
We've ensured entrepreneurship, mixed brilliance, and made a turnover of $1,800, directly impacting 8,000 lives and about 150,000 lives indirectly.
It is not only the spirit of innators that keeps us going, it's the innovation, the challenges, the success, and obstacles, and it's the impact that we make that really drives us.
Hence, we're not stopping here. Going forward, Better Juice is scaling up production.
We also plan to partner with Women's Foods and have Better Juice on shelves in just about any convenience shop.
Moreover, we plan to disseminate Better Juice to the whole southern region.
Not only that, the niche in organic products is amazing. So Better Juice is going forward to owning a line of organic beverages.
And in Nexus Eswatini, we change lives, draw smiles, we bring hope. We are a force that cannot be reckoned with. Possess the strength of a phoenix. We are dynamic. Because we're in Nexus Eswatini Leon campus, we're next and
The presentation has now ended. We will begin the question and answer period.
Hello, team from Eswatini. Can you hear?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Your selling product value is $4, right, per juice?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and so do you plan to scale up selling this product on the market and selling stores? Do you think how much of the population is able to how much of the population earn the $4 to buy the juice?
So the $4 pricing has set for a certain clientele because not everyone can afford the $4. So what we have done is to create other avenues through which other people gain from Better Juice, like selling of marketable supplies like extra vegetables. But this $4 is set only for a specific clientele to try and reach to them and raise or uplift the other people.
Thank you so much, Tim, for your presentation. Continuing to that previous question, are you be able to create a plan to be able to include those people or those target markets that are not included or able to pay the prices for the Better Juice? It is possible to be able to create maybe another sizing or any other presentation to be able to include those families that still need, but they are able to cover the price for it. Is there any plan to be able to do that?
Thank you very much for your question. Actually, it's something we've engaged ourselves in doing. We're opting for 175 mils, 65 mils, even 35 mils to give a wider range of the bottle so that many people are able to buy the juice. So it's actually something which we are working on.
Hello, I have here Eduardo Corella virtually. He is asking, have you worked on integrating any certifications that strengthen the organic and sustainable model?
May you please repeat the question for me?
Of course. Eduardo Corella asks, have you worked on integrating any certification that strengthens the organic and sustainable model?
No, fine. Thank you. Now I hear you. Actually, we have. We've went to the governing body in Eswatini, the Eswatini Standard Authority, who actually gave the certification to us to start production after lab results were done in South Africa, Cape Town. Thank you again.
Thank you for the presentation. How do you get and gather the raw materials for the Better Juice product?
Initially, we bought the ingredients, but then it was it didn't make business sense for us. So we then procure land. Now we produce the ingredients ourselves, and we do it organically to keep the juice pure.
Hello? You hear me now?
Yes, we do.
Okay, I have a question. At the beginning of the presentation, also on your annual report, it mentions that one of the problems that you are targeting with this project, it is the debt population that you have, the debt percentage on your area. My question is how you can associate the consumption of the beta juice with the percentage of the debt population decrease in this case, and in base on how you can base this measurement.
All right. Now, the high, thank you for your question. The high population of the, rather the 58% population, it means they fail to access medication from hospitals, either due to their
I'm
high.
sorry, but the time has expired. Judges, please join me in thank you, Team Eswatini, for the presentation and hard work. All presentations in our league have ended. Judges, please take 5 minutes to rank the teams that presented today on the judging platform. You may drag and drop the teams in order in which you wish to rank them, with 1 being the highest rank and 4 being the lowest. Once you do so, kindly click submit. Judges, please indicate with a show up of hands if you completed the judging. If you're a virtual judge, please send a message to the chat.